Today here on All In, we're going to be talking animals. Let's talk about animals. Could be small animals, could be large animals. Everybody loves animals of some sort. Some of us more than others, and quite frankly, some of us like animals more than we do people. But animals, like people, at time to time, things don't go right, and they need to get fixed, if you will. They need medicine, they need a doctor, they need a vet. That's what we have today here on All In. We have a genuine veterinarian, but a little bit different than the most veterinarians you're familiar with. Really anxious to hear her story. First, her name, Dr. Jan Roark, is with us today, and check out the name of this, Essential Oil Vet. Dr. Jan Roark, welcome to the show today. How are you?
So much for having me. I am doing really good. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm so excited to have you here because I'm one of those people that loves animals myself, so we're going to hit it off splendidly. But I need to ask, everybody likes animals, but so little Jan growing up, did you like animals forever and knew from an early age you wanted to be a vet, or what's your story on getting where you are today?
Yeah, actually, I'm one of those rare people that I have known since I was about 5 years old that I wanted to be a veterinarian. My dad was a biologist, and so he actually worked for a veterinarian, and I remember having this experience when I was on the school bus going to kindergarten, and I was with my friend Mandy, and we were talking on the bus, and we were talking about how we were both going to be veterinarians, and I was going to be the small animal veterinarian, and she was going to be the large animal veterinarian. We were going to have a practice together, and I don't think she didn't actually become a veterinarian, but I did. My whole life, that was my one singular goal from, high school, trying to get straight A's, to get into a really good college. All through college, I actually triple majored in college. And then when I did get into vet school, it was like the best day of my life. And then, of course, getting through vet school was a little bit trickier. And then, of course, when I did graduate, it was like the best thing that ever happened in my life. So
you know what? I can already see in the excitement in your eyes. You're the person I want taking care of my furry friends as well. I can tell you that right now. Somewhere along the way, though, you took veterinary medicine to a level I'm not familiar with. I mean, we mentioned the name Essential Oil Vet. You've kind of taken an integrative approach with essential oils, even acupuncture with animals. We've got to get into that.
Yeah.
How did you decide to go that route with your veterinary practice?
Well, I've always been interested in kind of alternative modalities, but my story on that is that I actually got into using essential oils and acupuncture for myself first. So I was really struggling with, once I became a veterinarian, it was like the best thing ever. And then I was like, okay, now what do I do with my life? I guess I actually have to do this thing. And with being a veterinarian, it comes with a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of financial burden, and all of the things that come with being a veterinarian that you don't think about. It's not all just like puppies and kittens and snuggles all day. I wish it was, but it's not. A lot of the things that we have to do are not very fun to do. And sometimes clients get mad at us and things like that. So I was dealing with a lot of stress, and there's a lot of side effects to stress, including I was actually suffered from pretty severe depression. I had horrible headaches. And so a friend of mine actually introduced me to essential oils to help me with my headaches because I was taking a lot of medications. I was seeing a neurologist here in Austin to try and just kind of manage that. And she was like, my neurologist was like, well, you're just stressed. And I'm like, okay, well, let me just not get stressed, right? So that wasn't really an option. And I couldn't like stop working or anything like that. So I started down this path of what else is out there besides medications, because the medications I was taking had all these other side effects. And so I would have to take another medication because of the side effects I was having. Like I couldn't sleep. And so then I had to start taking a sleeping pill. And then I had muscle spasms. And so I had to start taking a muscle relaxer and all of these things. And it just started adding up. And it was really taking a toll on my health. And I'm like, I'm a doctor. I'm supposed to be healthy. So a friend of mine invited me to a dinner and introduced me to these essential oils, and I started using one, a blend called Past Tense. It's from doTERRA essential oils, and I had used essential oils pretty unsuccessfully in the past, but this one I just put a little bit on my temples one day when I had a really bad headache, and across the back of my neck, and within 15 minutes my headache was gone without taking any medications. And that was just like the light bulb moment for me, where I was like, okay, there's something to this. Let me dig into the research and see what else is out there. And the more I started to research, the more I realized, wow, this stuff is really amazing. It is an excellent tool to have in my toolbox. And I actually researched for about 6 months before I ever started using it in my practice. And then the first animal I tried it on, the essential oils on, it was a horse that had this chronic sinusitis. And we were putting him on antibiotics every 3 to 4 months whenever, the wind changed in Austin. So pretty much every quarter. And then, so we would put him on antibiotics, and then he'd get better. But the owner was just finally like, is there anything else we can do besides antibiotics, Dr. Roark? And I said, well, I've been doing some research on these essential oils. Let's try them. And if they don't work, we can always put them on antibiotics tomorrow. We did the session, and it was pretty amazing. By the end of the session, his nose wasn't snotty anymore. It was actually running clear. And when I called back the next day to see how he was doing, they were like, he's doing great. We don't need any antibiotics. And so I was like, okay, I guess I use essential oils in my practice now.
Wow. I got to say, that's an interesting backstory. I'm familiar somewhat with essential oils, and I'm just curious, do you use a diffuser in the stable? Okay, I'm joking a little bit. You're actually putting the oils on the animals.
I actually have some folks that do.
Okay, but that would be funny, a cat and a diffuser. I can't figure out how that would work. In addition to this, you're also a mobile vet. So people that can't bring their animals to you, you actually go to them. How's that working out for you?
So it's working pretty good. It's a little slow these days with the stay-at-home orders, but being in a mobile vet is really, really fun. I kind of had the opportunity of, okay, do I start a clinic? Do I become an associate veterinarian at an established clinic? Or do I start my own thing? And so I actually, when I moved to Austin in 2009, I started my own practice, and I decided that I wanted to be an ambulatory vet or a mobile vet, which means I just hop in my truck. I have a little bit less overhead because overhead in Austin is quite expensive. And I just drive to people's homes or their farms where they keep their animals. And it's a really neat kind of a thing because the animals are much more comfortable in their own home environment, especially when you're talking about cats, or sometimes I have some owners that have a hard time leaving the home and maybe can't lift their dog up into the car. So I can go to them, and it makes it really convenient for them. They don't have to take time off of work and drive in somewhere, have somebody watch the kids. The kids can be there while I do my exam or my treatments or anything like that. And so it's a really fun thing. I think it's getting to be a little bit more popular. It's more of like a concierge type service as opposed to taking your animals into a clinic. That being said, there are some drawbacks of having a mobile practice. I can't do surgeries in the field or anything like that. But we have a lot of clinics around here that do, and I can refer those particular situations to them.
Dr. Roark, I must say, and I'll reiterate, I'm an animal person. I totally get it. And animals, just like people, we're all much more comfortable at home, especially when we're sick. I totally understand that. And the fact that you're able to take your services to people that for a variety of reasons, whether it's because of the animal or, as you mentioned, because of themselves, that they can't take their animal to come see you, I applaud you for that. So you are the most unique vet we've ever had here on the show. I appreciate you being with us. Best of luck as you continue to take care of our loved ones, our furry loved ones, and we appreciate you being on with us today, folks. That's Dr. Jan Roark with Essential Oil Vet, Austin, Texas. Thank you.